What's up, grinders? How you doing? How you doing? Whoa, whoa, whoa. What's up, Sam Ash? How the cool 1985? And Wraith, what is up? Yes. Sort of do with that title, right? Man, that's some bull, and I'm going to talk about that. And yeah, it's going to be about controllers. Control. And controllers. Yo, what's up, Eddie T? How you doing? Well, just a little bit of a notification. Tonight, I'm going to be on Saltiest podcast, but I'm probably going to be late. I'm going to probably come on around 8 o'clock or so, or maybe a little later. We'll see. But I'm going to do that tonight, and because I'm going to be out. Yo, Benny Boy, how you doing? Hit that like button, guys. Share it out. We live. What's up, Mangalo? How you doing? Mokolo. Maloko. There you go. Said it right? So, yeah, we're live. Anyway, my goodness. This is the celebration today. It's Battletoads Day, if anybody's playing. I'm thinking about playing it. Again, I have not played it yet, so I'm going to let them live. I didn't like the way it looked. Looks like it's a little bit faster now, but I'm going to hold off. I might play it in a little bit to get up that Game Pass subscription. But today, I'm going to discuss a little bit about the control deal and about the PlayStation 5 controller blog that just launched. And maybe now Phil Nessel might jump in. We will see. But with that, welcome to another What Grinds My Gears. Yo, what's up, Buck Roger? How you doing? Yes. So, yeah, as I mentioned, today is Battletoads Day. Battletoads released in Game Pass. The reviews have been out. It started at 68s and 69s. Phil Ness was very excited, and then he got disappointed because I think it went up to 71. And, looking at some of the previews that have not come out yet, it doesn't look too hot. It might be going back down, but you never know. Hey, it's in that Phil Ness window. But, yeah, kind of thought I was going to get that from seeing it and stuff like that. But, again, I'm not going to knock it until I try it. And, let it live. And also, Flight Simulator came out. That did really well in the reviews and, Metacritic when it mattered. And that's doing pretty good. I was going to try that. I'm just afraid my computer might blow up. Try and download that game and playing it. I hear it's really pushing computer systems, but I want to try it, see what it looks like. But one thing I did allude to, though, with that Flight Simulator was that, in Google Maps, you could kind of do the same thing. And I did that in VR with the Vive. It was pretty cool. Like, you could just, go 3Ds and just zoom in and do that. So, it's interesting. One of the problems, what I've been seeing with that is that, about the airports not being fully, having the full set of graphics on it because of unless you pay more money. Yo, what's up, Mark Woodland? So, you got some airports behind paywalled, so I just need those paywall police to come out and definitely go after that because of those airports. So, paywall police, wherever you are, remember the $500 paywalls. We don't like paywalls, so please go take care of those paywall police. Get out there. He's liking it. Cool. Yeah. You know what? I'm going to say from the Battletoads, that's why, from what I saw, the new release, and even some of the clips, I even looked at some of the, the videos and stuff on Steam. It looks competent. It looks okay. I think it looks like they sped it up a little bit from when when they first showed it. Yo, what's up to Floyd? Yo, barbecue sauce. At least I think they made it a little bit better. I just, again, it's a brawler. I don't know how much it's supposed to be. Supposedly it'd be finished in 3.5 hours, but I guess Streets of Rage was like that. I think the biggest problem that I have with it is that it didn't have the online co-op. I think that is a huge miss, especially coming from the Xbox camp. And I think that is just a huge miss of not having a multiplayer on that and, trying to have a co-op stuff. Goddamn, friggin', what was it, Castle Crashes. Back at 360 had co-op and all this other stuff. Like, and Streets of Rage had it. So I don't understand why, why that is. Yeah, it's funny. Buck Riley says, I finished watching a few playthroughs and watched a few reviews, so I'm an expert. That's right, Buck. Like, people who just watch it could just say, oh yeah, I'll give my full review now. I watched it on, I see that from a lot of people. Like, oh, I watched Ghost of Tsushima for about an hour or so. I'm going to give my review. You could just give your opinion and say, does it appeal to you or not? Like, and that's what I'm saying. Battletoads, I want to try it. I probably will try it, definitely. And play a little bit of it, see how it feels and things like that. But I heard, like, in the second half, it kind of gets a little rough and it's challenging. I don't know. We'll see. But, the only thing I could comment on is the reception and the reviews. And they have been goddamn harsh. Man, they've been like, this is bad. Like, it's rough. Like, I don't understand. Yeah, I just don't. The thing is if you like it, fine. If it's fun for you, fine. But you need to pull back a little bit. And it's fun. It's fun. I can't even say it's fun with friends because it's not online. But, like, this goes for all games. Like, and this is how I perceive some stuff. You take it for, like, what you like, that's fine. But you gotta look, especially if you are, like, on Twitter and you're a podcaster and you're trying to do this stuff, you gotta look at it from a higher perspective. And look at, like, that there is a quality concern with what is going on. So I can't believe that they are happy with that game getting those scores and the reception from the media as it does. You know what I mean? Like, I can't imagine that is... Because Metacritic, people want to use it for the awards and stuff. The thing about Metacritic is that it is a measurement studios do use for bonuses, for things like that. Like, they do use it as a measuring stick as how the reception of your game. And as a developer, I'm sure you want to make sure that the reception is positive. You never want to make a garbage game, right? And just looking at the reception of it with the media... Mark Woodland says, they stealth launched it, Jez. They knew. You know what? The thing is that's another problem. First-party games going into Game Pass, and I didn't want to get into this on this thing, but, since the chat's in here saying this stuff, first-party games going into Game Pass is the differentiating factor of Game Pass as compared to other services. When a first-party game goes into Game Pass, it should be a moment. Like, it should be like, oh yeah, let's go, day and date, this is the value of Game Pass. And I see people going, well, it looks like crap, I'm gonna try it. It's in Game Pass. Game Pass is great for these kind of games because I wasn't gonna buy it anyway. And like I said all the time, like, that is not gonna be a success story for Game Pass. The fact that it is basically a graveyard. It's just games that just go there to just the quality of them. Like, they can't be happy about that, the reception of it. They're probably happy with the reception of Microsoft's the Flight Simulator, but that's not even on the Xbox. So that got some hate in the fact that wasn't even on the console without even a release date, without even an acknowledgement that it is coming this holiday or early next year. They didn't even say anything. Same thing with Gears Tactics. They're not even giving people dates. I just don't understand. They're supposed to be so transparent, but they're not. Yo, what's up, J-Cat? They're not transparent. That game, why is that game not on console? Why don't you have, you make a gaming platform. Why is it not on there? It just doesn't, it grinds my gears. Because I just want games to play. People telling me studios are better. Oh, I'd rather have studio announcements than games. Like, you'll be more excited for studio announcements. Are you kidding me? Nobody during the 360 era was saying Microsoft should buy this, they should buy that. Nobody cared. You want to know why? Because we were getting games. They were making deals. I don't care. They did GTA 4 with the DLC. Where somebody like, oh my God, they need to buy Rockstar. Microsoft needs to buy Rockstar. No. Everybody was content with the content they were getting. And I've said this before, the problem I have now is the curation. It's not that they have to buy studios. You don't just by buying studios doesn't make great games. All right? You might be celebrating Sony's studios and that stuff, but you don't need to buy studios to make great games. You need to have a vision. You need to have an eye for quality, an eye for what your core audience wants or what your audience wants. And you need to identify that and bring it to your platform and bring it to your subscribers and bring it to your console. That vision is lost. Sony just seems to be hitting the right spots, knowing like what games would do well. They took a studio that made Infamous and said, you're going to make an open world samurai game. Who had that vision? Who said that, and who had the quality control over that to make sure that that game would deliver? That's the problem. That's the disconnect. So, when you talk about Battletoads, I go back to Matt Booty's thing, and Matt Booty basically explained that Dahlia Studios went to him and said, we want to make this passion project. Like, we want to do Battletoads. It wasn't even Phil and friends that said, we need to revive the IP. It was the studio came to them, and it's in that Game Informer interview that I play where Matt Booty says why he bought these studios to make games for Game Pass. Not AAA games, but smaller games that fit into that model. In that interview, he states how Battletoads came to be, how Dahlia Studios, an indie studio, reached out and said, we want to work on Battletoads. Will you give us the IP to do it? They took it and did it and showed them this, and they thought it was great, I guess, and shipped it that. There you go. That irked me a little bit, going like, you sitting on all this IP, how the hell does an indie dev tap you on the shoulder and ask for this? And it would take time for me to find it. It is in that interview. And maybe I'll show it on another show. But trust me, it's there. But there's some quality issues. And just looking how Halo was revealed, who approved that, things like that, there are issues. And Game Pass is not an excuse. And I don't understand how an excuse for games just not being interesting, not wanting to check them out, not wanting to pay for them, that is the success of Game Pass. Well, you better straighten your ass out, because that shit's not going to go anywhere if you think that is going to be the calling card of Game Pass. Check out games that you have no interest in. Check out games that are really half-baked and they're coming in hot and they will be patched. Check out Game Pass. Subscribe. Is it a demo pass? What is it? When Sony shows you the games, when Nintendo shows you their games, you go, I will spend $60 on that. I need to play that. Where's that from the Xbox camp? I need to play that. That's all I'm asking for. Show me something that people need to play. You just go look at everybody go to your Xbox Live friends list and go look what they're doing. YouTube, home. I go 1 or 2 people playing some games. Nobody, it's not lit up with Battletoads. Back in the day, when there was a game that came out from Microsoft, it was an event. Even their arcade games, Summer of Arcade, they took indie games and turned them into something bigger than what they were, because they put them in a goddamn they curated the games. They looked at Braid. Remember, they revived Ninja Turtles and stuff like that. Like, they had some retro games in there. They had what was the other one? Explosion Man and all that. Like, they kind of curated things, and they were AAAs and your arcade games. Great. But now it's just this Game Pass. And Game Pass has become an excuse for mediocrity. And if you think that's the success, hey, man, you're not interested in this game? Go pay $1 and go play it. Yay! Okay. Oh, the games that are doing well, yeah, they're on the PC version of Game Pass. Why am I? They make a gaming console, but they're putting the better rated games on PC. Oh, okay. When is it coming to the gaming console? Because they make a gaming console. I don't know. But you can pay $15 a month and it'll eventually come here, I guess. Please. Ain't nobody got time for that. You know, you want to live in that world, you live in that goddamn world. Speaking of trash, I'm going to get into trash right now. Hit that like button. All right. These dopey bastards. Where are they? This Control Ultimate Edition. All right. I beat Control. It was okay. A little wonky. I like the physics. See, as I said, I'm a physics person. I like shit going around. It gave me that kind of feel of what is that game? It was an old Psyops. I remember that game, old Psyops. I think it was an old Xbox game. Man, where you would just do like it was like one of the first games to use the engine that GTA uses. No, it's the first one to use Havoc engine, which Microsoft owns, and you will be able to do psyops and throw things. I really liked it. I liked it. I was awesome. I love physics, and just you throw something and it knocks things over. Things just move the way they would, right? Control had that. Had destruction. It was pretty cool. The story, The levels, And I'm interested in seeing what this Alan Wake DLC, because it's in the same universe, which is pretty cool, too. You know, the story was all right. It was a little wonky. I didn't really care for the voice actress. Like, it just seemed kind of a little like, she's like, oh, I don't know, what's this? It just a little weird. I didn't really care for the story. And it looked all right, but it had fuzz. Like, it was really, there was some sort of thing with it. However, I purchased the Ultimate Edition because it was on sale, right? The Ultimate Edition, when it purchased, it was $100, but I think they sold it for $89 if you pre-ordered it. After that, it went up to $100. So I got the Season Pass Edition. And if you remember back when I was doing the show back then, or I must have said on Ultra Preset Podcast, I remember saying it where it's the last time that I buy Season Passes at launch. I'm done with that shit. Because I pay this extra money for a season pass, and then I have no goddamn timeline when this stuff is coming out. I remember I purchased the season pass then, and I'm like, wait a second, it's goddamn January. When's the first DLC gonna drop? And how, like, what is this thing? Like, they did this. They do this a couple of times where you buy this Ultimate Edition, and then basically you get all the season pass, but what happens? What's up, 2JZ? You know, when is it coming out? What's the time frame? What does the content include? The same thing I did with Destiny. I bought the season pass, and I find out that it's just a couple of ho-hum missions, an extra planet, and then the real stuff comes after the fact, where I gotta pay another $40 with Destiny 2 expansions. I'm like, well, what was the season pass? Oh, it just passed you. What? Oh, yeah, it was those couple of missions that we did. That was part of the season pass. Now, this is different. No, I didn't see that, Blue. He says, did you see the tweet about the 2-story building in Flight Simulator that suddenly had 120 stories because of an error in OpenStreetMap? Thought they were using Bing Maps, according to Satya. Dude. You could turn on your phone right now and go Google Earth and have a grand old time without even worrying about how fast your PC can run it. You know, if you want to see 3D buildings, Google Earth, download the app. I recommend it. It's pretty fun. You can zoom in all over the world and go into the street levels and everything like that. Google Earth, awesome. Have fun. And pretend you're a plane, I guess. I don't know. Then you don't have to worry about your PC running Google Earth. There you go. You want to see 3D buildings all around the world. Fly over your house. I can look at my house right now. 3D maps. Thank you, Google Earth. And I definitely recommend checking out in VR, though. The Vive with Google Earth, the Vive app, holy crap, that is awesome. That is really cool, because then you're you're like floating above, and you could zoom in and stuff like that, and you could see 3D buildings right up close. It's pretty cool if you're into 3D buildings. But that's pretty funny. Yeah, that game is pushing PCs. What's up, Cyber Dragon? How you doing? But anyway, this is the last time I buy season passes up front. Because I don't trust the content that's coming. I don't know what I'm paying for. I'd
buy that for $1.
Oh, that reminds me. I don't like paying for stuff that I don't know what is going to come or what is in it. Do you grinders like that? Do you grinders just like giving somebody $40 or $15 or $1 or $5 a month and not knowing what you're going to get? Yeah, that sucks. I hate paying $30 more or $40 more for a game to get the season pass, not knowing what it is. Is it a half-hour mission? Is it this? Is it just a couple of skins? What is it? Well, now they upped it, right? Because Bryce, what's up, Bryce? When you go buy a game, they're trying to upsell you. Oh, buy the one with the season pass. You know what? It's $100, but you get everything that's coming. And you want to know what? At the point of sale, you want everything. As a gamer, if you really want this game and you're going, wait a second, $60, and then I don't know when that stuff's coming out, but hey, I just paid $100 now. I get it all. I don't have to worry about it. At the point of sale, that's the most effective. They used to tell me in sales all the time going, you know what? If you don't sell that service plan with the camera or with the device, they're probably not going to come back and say, oh, I'll add it on in 14 days. Nah. Because that's when it's brand new in the box. That's when they have the most pride in it or the most excited about it. Oh, I don't want anything to happen to it. That's the point of sale. Same thing goes with this. You're hyped. You're picking up your game. Let's upsell them. You want the season pass too. It comes out with everything. What? I don't know, but it comes with everything. Oh, here's an extra $40. I guess I'll go find out later. Well, they did that with Control. The Alan Wake DLC seems interesting. The other one's an expansion. I deal with expansions. Okay, fine. Well, now they just pulled a Control nest on everybody.
You bastards! You vicious, heartless bastards!
That's right, Bryce. That season pass for Witcher. Ooh. Whoa. Now, I don't remember, Bryce, if you recall, did they have a season pass or was it an expansion pass? Because I think those are more effective. I like that. Because I think you could have just bought Witcher as it is, and then they came out with the expansion pass, where there are two big episodic things where they combine them for a deal. Forza Horizon did that too, which I thought was interesting because that's another game where if you bought Forza Horizon with the season pass, which I did, that was just a car pass. But the expansion pass was with the Snow Island and with the Hot Wheels. Like, those were expansion passes. So, like, I'm paying for the season pass. I thought I'll get those, but no. Now you got to pay $40 or $35 for the expansion passes. But those were pretty awesome expansion passes. But again, you kind of get screwed when you're just paying for the season pass. But theirs, they call it the car pass. I think Witcher had something where it was expansions with the expansion passes. Yes, the expansion pass. So it's like you buy the two of them, and it's like a $40 addition to the game. That's great because you know what you're getting, right? You know your money is equaling a product. When you buy these ultimate editions at launch, and I'll tell you this, grinders, you want a tip of the day? Never buy a Ubisoft game gold edition. I will say it again for those in the back. Never buy Ubisoft gold editions of anything.
And I come to squeeze.
Because they will go on sale real quick and be the price $60 about 2 months later. And usually those ultimate editions. So don't buy the ultimate edition of Far Cry 6. Don't buy the ultimate edition of Watch Dogs 3. Gold editions. Don't buy them on Ubisoft. They will drop those prices in a couple of months. Buck Roger. He one up me. He one up me.
Let Mortal Kombat begin.
Buck Rogers says, even better tip is never buy a Ubisoft game. Oh, man. That gets a good clip here. Where is it?
I'm funny how? I mean funny like I'm a clown, I amuse you, I make you laugh? What do you mean funny? Funny how? How am I funny?
That's a good one. That's a funny one. That is, Buck Roger, you know what? That's right. Always buy Ubisoft games on sale. Never go full Ubisoft. But, so, now that we got the season pass and you know, all that other stuff, and I think he is onto something to Floyd. Now that we got to that, now let's go to the screw job. They're just tapping it on our head now. Now they're ready to friggin' stick it in your mouth. Dude, this thing right here. So these guys think. They said now there's an Ultimate Edition. Okay? There's an Ultimate Edition. It's going to be its own version. We want the version control. Now they're getting rid of all the DLC that you could buy individually. The season pass will not be available separately. So if you own the basic game of Control, you will not be able to buy the season pass anymore. So the Alan Wake now is not individually purchased. Instead, so it says here, however, if you have the Control game, the expansion passes are in your collection, you will still be able to play them. Will I be able to purchase the base game and on the Series X without the content? No. There's only this Ultimate Edition, right? Does this mean that the Season Pass will not be available to purchase? Correct. All content featured will be part of the Ultimate Edition. They're basically making it a Game of the Year edition, but they're making it locked behind or only on the next-gen consoles. That's basically what they're doing. But this is the biggest screw job right here. This affects me directly. I own Control and the Season Pass. I purchased them as a day one, $89 basically thing, right? Like it was the whole kit and caboodle. Even though I have that, that's not the Ultimate Edition though. This is their excuse. The objective of Control Ultimate Edition was not to release new exclusive content on next-gen platforms, but to offer the full Control gameplay experience to new Control players in a single, easy-to-find product.
Take it back!
The PlayStation 5 and Series X version of Control contain the same content as the current-gen game, though they do take full advantage of the power and features provided by these new consoles. So, it is a next-gen upgrade. Okay? The upgrade path that they were offering is only when you're upgrading from the same version of the game. As we are only doing additional development on Control Ultimate Edition on the next-gen platforms. We are unfortunately unable to offer an upgrade path to all existing Control players. We understand how this might upset you, but suck it!
Now, whatever your name is, get ready for the big surprise.
Yes. What the? What? So, in order for me, so it says, but guess what? You could still play it on backwards compatibility. Yay! Yo, I'm going to tell you, when Digital Foundry gets their little muddy hands on it and they compare the Ultimate Edition on the Series X and PlayStation 5 versus the backwards compatible version, oh, damn. That thing better be lights out. Because they're expecting people, if they want to play a next-gen version or a better version of Control, which had bad frame rates. It was bad. I remember when I played the demo at PAX, I thought it was a slow motion ability. The guy said, oh no, that's just frame rate drop. I'm like, excuse me? He goes, yes. I'm like, oh, I love when it goes into slow motion. What ability is that? Do you get that in the game? He goes, that's frame rates. We got to work on that. Yeah. I'm like, oh shit. I thought it was an ability, slow motion. No, that was the frame rate dropping. Yeah, well, they didn't fix that. That game still has some frame rate bugs. The frame rate drops and, oh my god, yeah. It needed more power. And they go, yeah, you'll get it. You just got to pay us for a brand new edition. Man. So this article today, they doubled down on it. And they explored all these different options. I got an option for you. How about everybody who owns Control and the DLC just gets a code to download this on the next-gen consoles? You could see who has the DLC and who has the Season Pass and who has the game. Everybody who owns the game and the Season Pass gets a code for the Ultimate Edition. How hot is that? You still have your Control Ultimate Edition for those people who are new, you know? What's up, Colonel Triggered? Right? And everybody who owns the game and has the season pass. First of all, there's no new content in it. So why would I buy Control Ultimate Edition again to play the better version on next generation? Why would I spend the full price of... I don't even... Do we know how much it is? Shit. Chat. Do you know how much Grinders? Do you know how much the Ultimate Edition is? I don't want to go searching around the internet for it. Is it 59 or is it 40? What is it? Did they say how much it is? But the fact that you got to pay for a full game. Yes, Colonel, I'm going to talk about that PlayStation commercial. That's the next topic. But you had to, like, you have to buy the whole game again in next generation. Or you can play it with backwards compatibility, which I assume is going to run a little bit better. But you know that's just going to run better because of the better CPU and GPU. It's not going to get those improvements. $40, frogs! They want me to pay $40, so I would be paying, what, $140 to play Control? The fact is, they didn't even put new content in it. Cyber Dragon, you know what we're paying for? We're paying for the ability to play one with turned up specs on the goddamn next generation consoles. That's all you're paying for. That's a $40 ray tracing goddamn patch. And probably better textures and ray tracing. That's what that $40 gets you. It doesn't get you any new content. It doesn't get you any new experiences. Here it comes. I'm winding up my finger. You know what this is going to be. Oh, there it is. Arnold, tell him.
No deal.
Again.
No deal.
No deal.
No deal.
A third one, no deal. They could keep that trash.
Take it back! Take it back!
That's right. Take it back. You packaged a ray tracing whatever bullshit edition, $40 next gen upgrade. But everybody who's played it already and has that doesn't get that. You can't give people a code who have it. No, that won't be it. Why? Why? Because those are probably the only people that want to give a shit to play your game. The people that already played it going, oh, I want to see how much better it looks. Well, it's going to cost you $40 to figure that out. All I say is that your game is in the hands of Digital Foundry. Digital Foundry better put on their salesman hat to really show why the hell you guys think you're charging $40 more for a next-gen game that doesn't have any new content in it. It's not even a next-gen game. It's a game that you decided to turn on a couple more features. You put it in Ultra. Uh-oh, Frog hit me a link. Let's see what this link is. Oh, yeah, that's the article that I'm on, Frog. Oh, well, here it is. Here it is. Thank you, Frog. So here's the FAQ, because you know what? Gaming is complicated, you know?
Put that cookie down! Now!
You know, I need a whole goddamn FAQ to figure out how to goddamn I'm going to play Control in the next generation. What is Control's Ultimate Edition of? The Control game. The Foundation, which is already out. The Expansion 2. Okay, this is the one I'm interested in. The Alan Wake one. the Expeditions game mode and photo mode. Oh, this is amazing. Oh, man. Who wrote this? Phil Spencer wrote this sentence? Or Garen Greenberg? Who wrote this one?
I'm not authorized to answer your question.
All right, we don't know who wrote this sentence, but this seems like a Greenberg question right here. This is a Greenberg statement. Which platforms will Ultimate... and no one else is even shady. They're launching the Ultimate Edition on the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. So they're screwing people who want to play the second expansion. So, like, this is the thing. If you own the Season Pass already, you're getting Alan Wake. But if you're interested in purchasing Alan Wake, you will have to buy the Ultimate Edition because they're taking away the ability to buy the Season Pass. Holy crap. And they got a week of complaining, and they came back and doubled, and that was the article I showed you before, they doubled down. Look at this, a free upgrade path. That's backwards compatibility. But if you're on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One and you buy the Control Ultimate Edition, you get the upgrade. Oh my God. Yo, Remedy has lost their shit. This is some crazy EA crap. Damn. Damn, oh damn. Man, oh man, a Shevitz. The hell is this crap? You know what? I'm going to start playing my Eric Carmen song. Make me lose control. Turn that radio up for the sweet sound. Hold me close, never let me go. Put me over the edge. Make me lose control. Damn. Well, I say I lost a couple of views because I started singing. Sorry about that. But anyway, yeah, you could wipe your ass with all those accolades. Anyway, I will not be buying $40 for that trash. Thank you very much, Control. Keep your frame rates, keep your ray tracing, and stick it straight up your can in the ass.
Take it back!
Now let's talk about something good. Now let's talk about something that's exciting. Enough of this Control trash. Ugh, gotta wash myself clean of that garbage. Yeah, 505 games. There you go. Does that mean people that got working on it? 505? Oh shit. They can make out a better game than 1,000 people working on Halo. Holy shit. Oops. Did I say that out loud? Oops. Sorry.
Don't do that.
Alright, sorry, Arnold. So today, PlayStation Blog comes out. And they start talking about their thing. Let's watch their global deal here. Oh baby.
Welcome to a world where you can feel more. See with sound. A world where you can feel force at your fingertips. Welcome to a new world of immersion.
PlayStation.
Pause. Woo! dude, when I saw that thing and you put on the headsets, that is almost like one of those Dolby Atmos, so movie theater things like sit back, grab your popcorn, be immersed, get ready, feel the emotion. Like you're in the movie theater and you feel that stuff, like the sound. If you listen to that with headphones on, damn. Before I get into the thing about immersion and headphones, I have been using, I just got this Sony, the Sony 90Ns for 3D audio, because I have some 3D audio in my, my subscription, and I wanted to use the Sony 3D audio, right? I want to test it out. Now, they do have the 3D audio with the PlayStation Platinums, and certain their games do work, like MLB, Last of Us, the was Uncharted, and it works with the 3D audio, with the virtual. And again, it's all digital. It's all digital differences. But I've listened to 3D audio with music, right? And it's funny because remember when Cerny was talking about, scan your ear, like take a picture of your ear and do it or stuff like that? Well, the app, you turn to the left, you turn to the right, takes photographs of your ear, and it uploads them. And then it customizes the 3D audio or the 360 audio to your ear. And you can turn it on and off, and you can hear the differences, right? So I played a couple of songs, and I think rock songs work the best. You have them on, you close your eyes, the vocals sound like they're in like right here, but then you hear the different instruments at different times all around you. Like you could definitely say, okay, the guitarist is over there to my back left. There is the drums that are straight back. There's this guy, and it gives you this sense of distance. It sounds like you're standing on stage with the music, with the band. It really is cool. Now, some songs work better than others, but it really, and I'm like, wow, when they start putting this into the games, which that's what they're talking about with like, that new headset and this whole 3D audio, it really is cool. And I've seen it, and I played it with the music, and it actually, is pretty effective. And I'm a headset junkie. I love sound. I love immersion. I do love immersion. I love VR and what VR did, how it puts you in that stuff with the immersion. It's a different way of experiencing games. And in this, I like the whole idea of immersion. You want to know why? Because it's applicable. It could be applied. It's not just talk. Well, now it is because we haven't done it yet. But if this does come to fruition, if this really does what they're saying this controller can do, and with the sound and with the games, the audio visual, we're going to be in for something that's really awesome. Because everybody wonders, what is next gen? What can they do? These games do look photorealistic right now. They do look great. These games don't look like 2D shit. These games, where do we go from here? And, cool things like Kinect. Kinect had some immersion. They just never really capitalized on it. They even had that thing where they were going to do that projector where it was Kinect and the projector. It was like that Xbox Vision thing or whatever. They had the thing where it was going to expand your screen. So if it's snowing in the game, it starts snowing on the walls with the projector, and it scans the environment. And you know what, Monko? That's the other thing that I also... You could do their 3D audio without 3D audio special headsets. You don't need ones that have a Dolby chip in it. You don't need ones that have a Sony chip in it. You could use any headset, and it simulates the 3D audio. I've used them with headsets that weren't Sony with the ears and all that other stuff, and it sounds just a tad better when you do that, when it's customized. It does sound a little more area and a little more directional, but it does give you the same effect with just regular headphones. And that's the coolest thing. You could use the 3D audio with regular headphones, and it works. And it doesn't just do surround. Like, this is the thing. It doesn't just do surround. It does distance. It makes you say, like, that is further back, and it's closer. So, like, you not only do you have that depth you have depth. You don't just have it like, oh, that's behind me, that's around me. No, it's behind me, but it's back there. And that's where I found the differences with it. And I love audio and stuff. I love just the immersion. And the stuff that they're talking about here is stuff that's like, when I get this in my hands, it's a next level of immersion. And that's why I really enjoyed what Kinect did. Like, I thought that, when it scanned your body and you were moving your arm and you're like, wow, my character is moving just like I'm moving. It's pretty cool. Like, I was doing the bowling. Like, I really thought Kinect had some really cool, innovative stuff. And then the scanning of the room, like, they had some cool things. It's just, it never really amounted to physical games. Now, this, what Sony's talking about, is the DualSense controller. And just the statements made here about the controller and what it's able to do. So they say in Spider-Man, the haptic feedback precision allows us to do all sorts of things. You'll be hinting at players in which direction the attacks are coming from by providing haptic feedback from the appropriate direction on the DualSense wireless controller. What does it feel like to use Miles' stealth ability? How does the Venom Blast feel? Because the high resolution of the wireless controller haptics system, we can push dimensional feedback. For instance, as you hold down square to do a Venom punch, you feel the bioelectricity crackling across from the left side of the controller to the accumulating to the right side on impact. Yeah, I on the PC there were some okay things with the Kinect, but yeah, aluminum room. That's what it was. Yeah, aluminum room. That was the projector thing. That seemed cool. But the haptics, where it's coming from left side to the right side, like that, I just had that feeling. Here in Deathloop, they say that the adaptive triggers. Now remember, these are tension triggers. These are not rumble triggers. I did like the rumble triggers on the Xbox when they did it with the racing games and stuff like that. Even with the shooting games, like it definitely was a different feeling on it too. But the adaptive triggers, that haptic feedback, like it will give some tension. So one is like they block the triggers when your weapon jams to give the player immediate feedback even before the animation plays out, which prompts the player in a physical way that they have to unjam their gun. Hey, that sounds pretty cool. It sounds different. Is it annoying? I don't know. But again, you could see like, okay, well, I'm using it. Oh, wow, my gun's jammed. Let me hit this button to unjam it. That is a physical prompt rather than waiting for an animation on the screen to tell you, a visual animation. But again, we got to see if this works in practice. But this is exciting because it's showing application. It's talking about what the features of the next generation, just the controller, are going to do. Which I think is definitely, as a gamer, since we're more of like a hands-on with the games, it's better to understand it in this aspect than somebody just telling you about, oh, it has velocity architecture. What the hell? What's that? Oh, smart delivery. It supports smart delivery. What's that? Oh, it could be anything. It could be just supporting 8K. It could be supporting just higher resolutions. A smart delivery is anything. It just works on the SSD. Application. And unfortunately, with their design of their controller, Microsoft don't have a lot of application to show with their controller. This seems like this is crazy stuff. And people are gimmicks, but you want to know what? Hearing this stuff, sometimes, and then the audio coming out of the controller, sometimes these things work. When I was running around and just in playing GTA on that thing, and when you get the call, it comes out of your controller. Huh. It's different. It's like, oh. It's not is it like, oh my God? That coming out of control is not this, but some of these things sound like, whoa, I could see that. So for this one, it says, the name trigger suggests DualSense adaptive triggers and Ghostwire for active actions, to shoot or trigger something. We'll also use them to create the sensation of recoil. We're going to always take advantage of the adaptive triggers to express a sense of persistent energy or balance of forces. So they say, we can offer textured nuances. Because of this, the approach is different. It isn't a transient or constant vibration level anymore. It allows us to meticulously adjust the feedback throughout the game. So it sounds like this controller has feedback around the whole thing. It's not just a rumble in the lower left and a rumble in the lower right. Shout out to the over 64 people watching. My goodness. Hit that like button, share it out. Thank you again, Grinders. Now in Horizon, I knew this was going to be something with her, the weapons and definitely the bow and arrow, feeling the tension and stuff like that. And then this, they said in, what is this? The Demon Souls, you'll feel the weapons. It says this is something that Rumble could never do. So we could also turn a simple act of pulling a lever, opening a gate into a sensory experience. This is something that Rumble could never do. It could never replicate the feeling of metal striking metal, of fire cracking in your hand as you conjure magic. Haptics are integral to the experience, to immerse the player in the world of adding to the gameplay. Yo, what's up, Callie? The visual, oral, and the tactile working together takes this new generation of gaming to the future. So it says here, feel gritty dog. Now you can feel every blow as you strike down your enemies and cast each spell. You experience the force of a titanic boss as you pull off well-timed guards. Metal strikes metal. Yo. This sounds pretty impressive. And they're doing it with games that you want to play. See? Games that you want to play. Games that you want to play. They're not doing it with this passion project. Somebody decided to use our trick stick. Thanks, passion project. No, they're doing it with games that you already would play with a regular goddamn controller. You know, I'll play this with goddamn 2 friggin' move controllers. I want to play this. The fact that it has this added features to it to make it even a better of an experience, according to this, that just excites me more about it. Yes, and let's hope that it does. And again, you're not going to know until people have it in their hand. But again, these are developers talking about how they're utilizing the tech in their games. I think this is very effective marketing, and this definitely adds a level of like, show me this stuff. And again, given the situations, we can't get hands-on demos. Not a lot of people are doing this at E3, are able to get their hands on with demo stations and all that other stuff. You got to feel it. Now, I could tell you, I remember when the Switch talked about their 3D rumble and stuff like that, and how I was like, he was shaking the ice in there and all that other stuff. Yeah, I got you, Bryce. I was just being over enthusiastic with that, with no move controls. Those move controls that's the next control they need to fix, and that's a good leeway, a good segue into dude, take that DualSense and make better move controls for your next generation VR. Put it on an analog stick and put that feedback in the controller. VR and that's where we're going. You know that. That's where we're going. You know that this stuff in this controller already is going to work with VR, but you know the next generation controllers for VR are going to have this in them. The move controls are terrible. I can't wait impatient. I know. The fact that they don't have an analog stick drives me crazy. Using those friggin' small-ass face buttons for it is horrible. But it's coming. And that's going to add more immersion. I think Ratchet's going to have a field day with this controller. And also Astrobot. And what they say with this one is that you'll pull, as you pull the trigger, you'll fire from one barrel and you can feel the resistance around halfway down the trigger. Need a bigger blast? 3D rumble in the Switch controllers, right? We felt it. It definitely feels a little bit different. I remember playing, some of those games and you can feel the ice cubes or the dice in the controller, with those kind of things. So you could kind of feel it in there. And we got a little sense of haptic feedback with the Switch. We've seen rumble controllers and what they've done, rumble triggers. That does work. Yeah, it does add a little bit of an element. It's very, it's just something there. I know when you're driving the car or when you're shooting and you get the rumble controller, it does. It's something that's like, oh, okay. So we've seen elements of this. So this is not just kind of out there going like, oh man, they are flying high somewhere else. Who knows if this thing's gonna even work? But we've seen it in some elements, okay? So to just see this kind of going to the next level, it sounds pretty cool. And Astrobot, that is definitely a demonstration for the control. This game's coming free in the system, but we'll see how it feels, you know? And then here you feel a sack. You know, that's the advertisement for Sackboy. Adaptive triggers enable us to provide sensations which match Sackboy would feel in the game. So you get to feel the sack.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Similarly, when equipped with a grappling hook, the R2's weapon mode makes the player feel like they're actually firing it themselves. Oh my goodness, look at this. What does this say? Captured on PlayStation 5. Yeah. Now, definitely, Gran Turismo going to use it with the driving. I've seen that's the best use of the rumble triggers from the driving and stuff like that. He ain't feeling no sack. Feel the sack, boy. Oh, no, you won't do that. Capture on PlayStation 5. Oh, my goodness. But, yeah, like, I could definitely see using the ABS real brake pressure immediately with the driver applies pressure to the pedal. The adaptive trigger is suited for recreating this pedal feel, and it will allow the player to accurately feel and understand the relationship between the braking force they want for the entire grip. Compared to the rumble force feedback we had in the past, the special characteristics or the character of the haptic feedback is that it has a bigger range of frequencies that it can produce. Because we have force feedback. Like force feedback, that's another thing. Like I have the steering wheel and do racing games. Again, I'm a stickler for immersion. How can I immerse myself? Give me the best surround sound systems. Give me some amazing headphones. Give me, lights that flash and react with the TV. I like all that stuff. That's me. I like this stuff. So this stuff is appealing. I like the sense of immersion. Force feedback, huge. Unplug. I can tell you back from the 360 with their wheel, how you didn't play plugged in. It didn't have force feedback. It just had rumble. Driving the car with rumble did nothing. It was like, okay, the car's rumbling. But when you added the plug-in for force feedback, now you felt the centrifugal force when you were turning. So if you were going fast and turning, there will be more resistance in the wheel. So take that effect of force feedback, if you ever use a force feedback wheel, and add that to a trigger. With now more detailed and higher definition rumble, where it actually has better frequencies. Think about the immersion there. But when you just played with the wheel with just rumble, it would just shake like, oh, I'm on the ground. It's shaking. But when you added force feedback, which usually requires the steering wheel to be plugged into a wall because it takes more power, the actual steering wheel is fighting you. So as you're turning, the car's trying to turn the other way because of the weight of the turn. So now if you try to hit a turn hard, your wheel is going to be harder to turn because you are going faster. You're going to have more momentum and your force is going to push you outward and you're trying to turn inward. So you're going to feel that with the force feedback. So anybody that's used a steering wheel with force feedback would know the level of immersion when using force feedback versus rumble. And I could just imagine what the next level of that is going to be if this turns out to be as cool as it sounds. Because not only are these games looking really good, not only are these games looking really good, they're supposedly going to sound incredible. And now you got this controller as a friggin' cherry on top. This is not just a bunch of tech talk. This is actually application. And that's why, as a gamer, and listening to this stuff, reading this stuff, I could see myself, close your eyes visioning. When somebody says, you'll see the benefits of velocity architecture. Who? You'll see the 12 teraflops. What? You can't feel 12 teraflops. You can't feel that stuff. That stuff is just tech talk. Look at all the bullshit they said with the X. Uncompressed pixels, the uncompromised frame rates, all talk. And granted, this is talk too, but it's talking about something that you're going to actually do. And you can see if it works, turn it off. Turn it on. If it doesn't work, turn it off. But this is definitely more applicable to a gamer. This is your end user case. This is not the visionary behind smart delivery. This is actually you and how you will experience your games. Captured on a PlayStation 5. Here's the controller. Here are the games. Here's the stuff. Here's the...
Oh. Enough from me. We're gonna have the games do our talking.
Huh. What was that? What was that? Somebody just get... What was that? What's that?
Enough from me. We're gonna have the games do our talking.
Meanwhile, the other dude is still trying to get out of the goddamn quality hole.
I'm going to think about quality games. We have work to do there. We haven't done our best work over the last few years with our first-party output.
That's always been a hit on.
He's trying to get out of a quality hole. The other dude's saying, let my games do the talking. Capture on PlayStation 5. Like, different standards. Different things. And granted, everybody loves the Phil. Phil's the best guy in the world. The nicest person. He's aware of their quality issues. I don't know why anybody doesn't use this quote from him. Phil says their quality has been bad in the last few years. He said it on the Game Awards. Oh, we could have done better. In 2017 when God of War was nominated and won, Jeff Keighley had the microphone in Phil Spencer's mouth, and Phil Spencer's there, and he goes, hey, Xbox had an all right year. And then Phil's like, hey, we could have done better. If everybody takes what Phil says to such heart, why don't you acknowledge that there is a quality concern there? That is why I am kind of happy with the Halo delay, because it does show they are addressing the concerns of quality. Maybe this is turning over a new leaf. It all is going to depend on what Halo turns into. And the other thing, though, it's a double-edged sword. Yes, they delayed it, but now the delay does add some more pressure to them, because this game has to be something better when they show it. And if they show it and it is marginally better, or they just turned on ray tracing and it still has those bogus animations and lacking AI and gameplay and just very kind of stale, that's going to be a problem, because now it's like, not only did you show us that already, now you delayed it. So we're expecting to see something better. And that's right, Bryce. Bryce, the patient agrees with them. The whole thing is that, this is how innovation begins, taking chances. Not playing it safe, not playing it coy, not trying to just fill in a subscription. And I do think that Game Pass allows them to put games that they probably would never greenlight before. The problem is they got to make those games worth a damn. That's the challenge that they have. You can't just stealth launch a goddamn game in the middle. Hey, here you go, stealth launch. Why? Because it's getting 68s, 69s? Like, is that why? Do you have confidence in your product? Because you just not mentioning stuff, stealth launching it, really doesn't do it justice. It should be celebrated. And where did you say it? I'm going to get it right here. It says it here? I think I had it on my thing. Well, he says we can do better. He says, "I do better." But like, it really is a challenge. And I don't know why it is. If you've been in the gaming industry for so long, there has to be some sort of insight to what you want to deliver. And Sony has a very clear message. They're clear on their generations. They're clear on the lineup that they're displaying. They're clear with the messaging regarding the tech, the controller. Their games are looking like the words they're saying. Whereas their competition, and Phil can say all he wants that they're not competition. As long as you're making a box next to that box, the consumers will make it a competition. So you could say whatever you want internally. Oh, we're not competing with Sony. The consumers will make sure that they are compared with each other. You can't control that. That is just the nature of consumerism. You put a product that's equivalent to another product, they do the same thing, is going to be compared. And which one is a better value and which one's doing something that's worth my money. That's the consumer. You could say internally you want Amazon. What's up, Ice Queen? How you doing? Exactly. Yeah, I got to stealth launch these games because I don't want attention to draw to these fodder. Exactly. It's about quantity. It's about quantity. And that's the problem they have. And for somebody who came out on stage in December and basically said, here's the name of the box, here's Hellblade, here, whoa, here, and talking 12 teraflops, talking all this stuff, they flooded down. And what are they going to try to do? Recapture that with a weaker console, a cheaper, weaker console? When Sony's showing you why next gen, what are the reasons for next gen? If Microsoft's next generation most powerful console ever is not selling people on next generation, how the hell is a Series S going to sell anybody on next generation? When your competition's putting their neck out on the line showing why next gen, why you need to upgrade, why you need to buy our product. Here are the games only here. Here's the controller only here. Here's the experiences only here. And giving you reasons. The other one's like, stay where you want, come back. Like, it's nonchalant. It's not going to work out. Even Game Pass is nonchalant. You know what? Subscribe. I'm not interested. I'm going to pay it in Game Pass. We'll see how that works out for you. We'll see when all those promotions are over how much people are paying for it. I'm trying to find where he said it. But that control stuff looks awesome. And the prices now need to come out. I agree. I see the frustration, the grind is, where are these prices? Where are these pre-orders? We need to start getting that ball rolling. I'm trying to do better. Yeah. I'm going to find it where he said it. Where, like, Jeff Keighley is like, we could do better. But it's like he's been talking about their lack of quality in a while. And it's been a few years, he said. And that's a problem. And when you release these games like a Battletoads, like these games that you're releasing, and on the console, you're not doing Flight Simulator. Maybe that will balance out Battletoads. But the thing is like, they need to demonstrate quality. And by putting a lot of games that just stealth launch and dump them in there and their first party, which is the key aspect difference of their Game Pass, it doesn't do them justice. And I can't believe they would be happy with that. So, good luck to them. But I can tell you, that immersion and that kind of stuff, now we're talking about things that you can use. they still never really demonstrated xCloud in a sense where, oh, like you're here and then I'm on the cloud, like, and where you would play it and what, like they just keep talking about it, talk, and Sony just comes out of the blue and says, hey, we've been quiet for 2 years.
Enough from me. We're gonna have the games do our talking.
And they shake the world with the games, the features, the next generation. And with that, grinders, I want to thank you for another successful double banger, Grinds My Gears. There wasn't Grinds at Night. We might get one of those. That's right. Bryce with the final comment of here saying they need to show the Series S and games running on X. They need to talk and no show. All they do is talk and no show. That's what grinds my gears. That is the thing that drives me crazy. He does these interviews, talks all this stuff, but when it comes to showing, they head between their legs and they run around saying, it's COVID, it's this, sorry, and nobody's to blame. But you want to know what? I love that enough for me, because Pitch Black, that is the essence of a gamer. That's exactly what I want an executive to say. Enough from me. We're going to let our games do the talking. And maybe if you stick around grinders for just, it's not even 10 p.m. Yeah. But with that, Phil said that once. But with that, grinders, I want to thank you all for tuning into another Grinds My Gears. Share, like this video out. Another one will be coming soon. I want to thank you again for the support. And to that end, Grinds is out.